What is up, YouTube? NYKia31 here, bringing you a lobby game of APF2K8. NYKia31 going up against ALLPROSEALS. ALLPROSEALS is a cheeser. He's your typical APF lobby passer. Deep out, deep post, deep corner, and that's pretty much his entire attack and HB dump off. He's the kind of guy who will have 4 or 5 star receivers, Dan Marino, but his power back will lead his team in catches. He's the kind of guy who pulls his defensive lineman off the line of scrimmage to glitch the blocking, moves his defensive lineman to glitch the blocking, and all sorts of nonsense. Well, you're seeing it here right now. And there is Albert Lewis making a play which I would have liked to have seen result in an INT. But anyway, I've come to a conclusion about some people. There was this guy in the All-Pro lobby, All-Pro Football 2K8 online lobby going on. His name is Gridiron 2K13. And he was going on and on about how Madden 12 sucks, 2K football is great, yada 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 yada. Ended up playing him, and he was as cheese as the milk from a freshly milked cow. I mean, just ridiculous. And I've come to a conclusion that I think there are people out there who like this game because they can get away with things that they couldn't in a million years get away with in a Madden game. Because if you read defenses in Madden 12 the way some of these clowns do in APF, you're going to have a 4 or 5 interception game, and you should. But the AI in this game is so soft that it allows people to think they're better than they really are and get away with things that they shouldn't. It's actually easier to cheese up this game because of that, because the AI in this game is very, very limited. It's the worst part about the game. I think what happens is that people mistake how a game animates with how realistically it plays. A couple of years ago, Chris Smoove did a video talking about NBA Live and NBA 2K, and he had the best comment I've heard someone make that was succinct and basically boiled down the difference between the two games. He said that NBA 2K looks realistic, but it doesn't play like it is realistic, while NBA Live doesn't look realistic, but plays more realistic. You know, if you play a sports fan, you're obviously a fan of the sport. And I understand that when, you know, you are controlling a guy who you've seen on TV or in person play, you know, you want to feel like you're controlling that guy. You want him to move like you've seen him move and make plays like you've seen him make. I get that. That makes sense. You know, and I don't have any qualms with that whatsoever. But be that as it may,
second down, 3 wideouts in the game.
That isn't worth a hill of beans if what he's doing doesn't make sense in context of the sport or of the given play. Like a player can have, a defensive back can have all the, you know, pretty head tracking and footwork transitions in the world, but if he doesn't know or understand how to properly play a deep zone in cover 3, I don't really care. I'd rather him know how to play his deep zone coverage than be wowed by how well his head tracks the ball. That's just, you know, me and what I put priority on. I put priority on the core X's and O's of the game being done properly. Here he just heaves the ball against inside leverage, throws the ball inside against inside coverage. Why? Because he's used to just chucking the ball up to his star receiver and then making a play. And here's the nonsense of pulling the defensive line off. He actually got in scot-free with his defensive tackle but overran me. But as I was saying, it's easy to lose sight of the distinction between, you know, how well a game animates and how well the game actually plays. And of course, animations and graphics are important, but they aren't more important than things making sense schematically in a sports game. You know, that's my opinion at least, and that's basically the main genius of MLB The Show. MLB The Show is really a very plain Jane game as far as visuals, as far as you know, things that make you go wow moments. But it gets the core elements of the sport, you know, not perfect, no game programmed by humans and reliant on numerical code is ever going to, you know, produce a perfect output, but it gets the core aspects of the sport so correct that it can get away with not having, you know, the flashiest presentation or animation package in the world.
Launches the 52-yard attempt.
So here I am down 14-13, and we'll see if the cheese ball wins or if truth, justice, and simulation gameplay will prevail.
Barney fields the second half kickoff at the 1.
The reason why I ramble on like this is because, you know, one of the things that I find frustrating about the critiquing community is that the vast majority of them haven't either played or coached a down, an inning, or a second of the sport that they're critiquing and lecturing other people on. Now, I happen to have done both, you know, in football and in track. You know, obviously, I wasn't the second coming of Ed Reed, Carl Lewis, or Bill Belichick, or I wouldn't be making YouTube videos. I'd be enjoying the lifestyle of a, you know, successful professional athlete or coach. But, you know, be that as it may, I'm just a regular schleb like all of you guys out there who like to play these games for, you know, fun and for their entertainment. And, you know, obviously I want to play games that I find are good quality products and also entertain me. But, you know, me being the kind of person that I am and knowing the things about the sport that I do, you know, I'm not going to just allow someone who labels themselves quote-unquote a sim head to monopolize the conversation or slant it towards one particular direction. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Last year, when people were doing their critiques of NCAA, early NCAA 12 footage, you know, talking about the demo and talking about the things that they see in the game that they either like, dislike, or what have you. One of the commentators on the Sim Standard, Pasgeddon, he was looking at, you know, some of my videos after reading and, you know, responding to some of my comments on the channel, and said that I'm not a true sim head, that I'm more of, you know, a casual style gamer because I play a nickel defense all game. Now you guys know from my NCAA videos, I play the 3-3-5 stack. So, you know, here's this guy who is, you know, so ignorant about the sport from an X's and O's standpoint and a schematic standpoint, he doesn't even realize that base nickel defenses, the 3-3-5 stack and the 4-2-5, are, you know, pretty common defenses found at the college level. I mean, Virginia Tech has been playing that 4-2-5 under Frank Beamer for, you know, for decades, and you know, TCU, they play the 4-2-5. West Virginia plays a 3-3-5 stack still. There are other teams that do so as well. That how am I going to take someone like that seriously when they're trying to critique a game, you know, for its simulation, you know, aspects or lack of?
The Warriors were stopped on 4th down last time out. We'll see what happens.
And then when you get some of these guys talk about what great sim heads they are, like, you know, this dude here, or the before-mentioned Gridiron 2K13, you get them into a game and they're cheesing clowns. So, what's that all about? And, you know, right here, I've recaptured the lead. And he's going empty backfield. I'll give you a cookie if you can guess what route is coming up next. Actually, no route because the sack gets through, but you can see nothing but deep corners, deep corners, deep corners, over and over and over and over again. And in this game, you just basically have to hope that your guys will respond. Again, bring in the blitz. And my generic picks it off. I mean, I pretty much have caught on to its play pattern, so this game is no longer much of a challenge. And I just, you know, start to grind a bit of the clock away, following the old Bill Walsh axiom of you throw to score and you run to win. And you can tell this guy can't play defense because as soon as he stops doing that, pulling the defensive line off the line of scrimmage or manually moving them around, he gives up big plays left and right. And here he is just getting desperate now, just going back to the same nonsense. And of course the blocking begins to break down because the offensive line doesn't understand that the guys have moved and I get sacked. So that's what you find in All-Pro Football 2K8. A lot of these clowns who, you know, do things like that to manipulate an already very soft AI. The AI is by far and away the worst and weakest part of this game. You know, anyone who says that this AI outdoes the Madden or NCAA AI just doesn't, quite frankly, does not know what they're talking about. Now here I'm acting a little bit like a jerk, and I've been so sick and tired of seeing deep corners all game that I decided to just replay this 5,000 times and run one myself. Not the most mature thing to do, but what the heck. And that is a wrap. A nice, tidy 33-14 win. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.